Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the One Lala, that's Theonelala. I don't have any other platforms. I also don't offer private readings at this time, although I'm open to it. And this is pretty much it for me. So if you see me anywhere else, it's probably not me. Tell the others. Anyway, if any of these letters on the top or on the side are relevant to you, this is something that if anybody, this is WWJCD, if you know, you know, and then this reading is relevant to you, right? It's supposed to bring awareness. Or if your like initials, even if it's just your first name or your last name, is any one of these starting with, like if your name was Kelly or your name was Lucas, or you live in Uruguay, okay, it starts with a U, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Make it make sense for you. Don't try to force it. Always use discernment with tarot, honestly, with anything, but especially with tarot, you know, there's no point in living your life according to a lie. So if this is not true for you, do not accept it. Just let it go. So this was an interesting reading, okay? I always think I want to make more cards, but I actually have so many cards, right? And these same ones keep coming out, so this is the energy that we're reading, you know? I keep thinking, like, you know, are we gonna learn anything else? But the thing is, it's so much energy to take in, it's really not something that you can just read in one reading, you know? So, this is about a group or groups, okay? It's kind of like facing, so it's like, you know, competition with each other, but one side is friendlier than the other. So on this side, we have signs of the ancestors, we have the feather, we have the butterfly here, we have a rooster and a whale on the bottom, and then on this side, we have the lanternfly and the ostrich. This feather is on this side. So we have Hand of God, Star Codes, Anointed, Light Language in the first house. We have Abundance, which comes from being grateful. This person definitely is. There's going to be first house improvements for this person when the new moon happens. So keep that in mind for anyone that this resonates with, who's kind of like on this side of things, because big energy is about to start happening. And when I'm talking about first house, even though I don't really know what the houses are, or I don't necessarily practice that much of it, I do know about the archetypes. And what I'll say is that even though I take a little piece of everything from everything, if that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is that the houses, there's 12, they give a good qualification, right, for things. So I'm not saying live your entire life by one system or the other. Like I said, it works for me to take pieces and parts from each one, but if it works for you to follow it entirely, then do that, you know? So the first house represents self-identity and how we present ourselves to the world. It's the foundation of the birth chart and reveals natural personality, physical characteristics, and initial impression by others. First house is ruled by Aries and Mars, signifying action, energy, and individuality. So, with that said, on the new moon, there's going to be like a beginning of a new cycle in this first house for someone. You may not change what your first house archetype is, but at least it'll be like either cleansed or it'll be in light attribute or something along those lines. And you can look up, there's a lady that, if you look up archetypes in the houses, like her books and stuff will come up. I don't even know if I'm like allowed to say her name, because like, you know, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. But Medusa energy is here. So to me, this is like divine feminine energy. So some people will say that, oh, she was this evil woman, whatever. No, like there's different points of view about the story. My thing is, like, Medusa was probably a very strong woman, and there was probably a man with a big ego back in the day who was very powerful, and they were like, listen, we don't want you like telling us what to do and stuff, you know? And like she was like, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want, I'm a woman, you know? Like, I bring babies into the world. And like the dude was probably like, okay, well, you know, keep playing in my face and watch what happens to you. And then like made her like that. Like, she might have been like pretty or something, and he might have thought this would make her ugly, but it made her powerful, and it also made her legendary. And so there's a consciousness around Medusa that has lasted for many years, because in trying to defeat her, he put her on a pedestal so that everyone everywhere knows about Medusa and fears her, okay? And she doesn't care that she's feared, because she's fearless, and she's, you know, she's like, I'm a woman, hear me roar, right? This is the energy that I'm getting from Medusa. Take your own, you know, take what fits for you, okay? Portals of transformation is here with the butterflies. So I also get with the Medusa energy that it's like the strength to transform, and that's going to be that first house self-identity, like believing in yourself. Because some of us have been living our whole lives thinking that we're just grateful to be someone's fucking ashtray, pardon my French. But that's just not okay. And so a lot of us now are kind of waking up to what like really is important about us as individuals and how we represent ourselves to the world. And the people in some generations between like who were born in like the 80s, late 80s, the 90s, you know, and that generation that didn't grow up with a cell phone in their hand, but they're the generation right before the people that grew up with a cell phone in their hand. Those people were almost called the forgotten generation, because every other generation had something that unified them, and that generation that I was just talking about doesn't. Still to this day, it's always changing. The name is always changing. Like, what are they? Are they millennials? Like, what are they? Are they Gen Zers? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, the lines aren't clear. And I think once, you know, as a generation, the identities of those people is self-identified first, and then there's a consciousness around it, then it'll really solidify like what that is. Because if you'll notice with other generations, those other generations accept whatever it is that they're called. You know, they accept as a collective, a community, even if they don't agree on anything else, they all agree that yes, we came from this generation, we're this generation, right? So this is kind of, to me, like release is coming, which is going to allow the transformation. The Medusa energy is going to be there supporting. And you don't just have to be a woman, I'm going to be honest with you. It's just the powerfulness and the, I don't care what other people think, because I'm me, and that's important, and that's enough, you know? So release is here. So in the new moon, there's going to be a release. There's going to be a first house transformation with strength, okay? With you know, boundless abundance of, you know, you'll see, you'll know, you'll see, okay? That's what I'm going to say. I don't want to put my own spin on it. So travel is here, and then to me, I didn't say airplane when I saw it, so I said fly, and then ninth dimension is down here. So to me, this is like traveling and flying like in the ninth dimension or to the ninth dimension, which to me is like, you know, maybe you don't spend a lot of time in the ninth dimension, but you're also a grid builder, right? And maybe you don't know that, but now you know, you know? It's like the travel aspect of it is more like astral travel we're talking about here. That's what, you know, flying, you know, the outer, being in outer space or whatever. Something along those lines, because maybe astral traveling doesn't get you to the ninth dimension. I don't know, you know, but this isn't about physical travel so much as it's about ninth dimensional flying and traveling. And a little tidbit that I just got right now is that the grid building, even though Earth has a grid and we're trying to like, you know, society is trying to awaken and rise up and all that, it's kind of like, how do I say this? It's like the system as it is, the infrastructure, so to speak, the energetic imprints and the energetic infrastructure, it's built to be added on to, and it can only be added on in a higher dimensional variety, if you will. So there's not very many of the chosen and the light workers that are capable of doing this kind of grid building, and whoever this is having access to the ninth dimension in the way that they're going to is going to really boost them, empower them, and empower them, especially with the first house, new moon, release, transformation, Medusa energy. It's really going to show this person, even if they never thought this before, it's really going to show this person or these people how freaking important it is that, you know, that they have a purpose. They're alive for a reason, and the grid building is certainly it. You know, such a honorable, huge task. You know, so it's kind of like how people say the bigger the levels, the bigger the devils, and it could very well be that the other side, so to speak, the people who are not on board with ninth dimensional higher vibrations, they know that you're a grid builder and they see into your future, and they are trying to waylay you for as long as possible because you may be one of very few people that are capable of building that grid. And I pray that, you know, you get what you need in the way that you need it in order to be successful. You know, whether that's unlocking your own gifts, believing in yourself, this new moon transformation. I pray that for you, because how important is that, you know? And people that live in lower dimensions or are third dimensional or less than that, they can remain there. They don't have to rise their vibration up. And I'm just being honest, you know, if people, this is not something that's being forced on people. If it's like, if you want to come along for the ride, you know, the boat's leaving, we got to go, you know? So just keep that in mind. If this is like bothering anything that I'm saying, then like maybe being part of a golden city or a golden dawn or a, you know, an awakening is not for you. And that's okay. You know, that's okay. This is a message for people that are looking to get on that boat when it's time, when that opportunity comes. Okay. This person is also clairvoyant, which is a clair relating to seeing. And again, they may not, the grid builder and the clairvoyancy may not quite be there just yet, but they're coming. And maybe you have a little bit of the gift, not entirely a lot of the gift, but again, it's coming. Wait until this first house transformation on the new moon with release, because I'm telling you, it's going to be something else. It's going to be that awesome thing that's coming that you didn't expect to come. And then third eye chakra and block. So third eye chakra unblocked, because block is in reverse. So I think the third eye chakra being unblocked and having the clairvoyance is really going to be paramount to this, and also the ninth dimensional flying or traveling. See, I had travel and then the plane came out. So there's something significant about not just astral travel, but flying. So maybe you're going to get your wings. Somebody's going to get their wings. Maybe a lot of people are going to get their wings, and maybe they won't be grid builders, but a lot of people are about to get their wings, and that's also very significant. So spirit, animal, and familiar came out. So familiar for this side, rooster came out. So this is someone who's like a leader. They might be a little bit chesty, which is to say, like, you know, puffing your chest out, like being a little bit what's the word, like not egotistical, but being like not attention seeking on purpose, but kind of, you know, roosters start crowing at 5 a.m. because they're like, hey, look at me, you know. It's like they're kind of like, they're almost like an I don't care attitude, but they're not mean where they'll come like cluck you to death, you know. I mean, some of them are mean, but that's not the point. You know, the point is that it's kind of like some roosters are really pretty. You know, the roosters are prettier than the hens usually. It just depends on who you are, you know, what you think about them. But that could be part of this first house transformation, and that's why this came out as a familiar for somebody, you know. Or you could resonate with that you have an archetype that's a rooster, you know. So take that how it resonates. The familiar over here is a lanternfly, which is a pest. This keeps coming out, so I think I'm still reading about the same energy. And I think it's like the people or person over here with the voodoo and the hoodoo energy, I'm reading for different people that they're affecting. So obviously they're affecting people of a higher collective. So guys, take